lady. She got here late. Are we waiting for anybody else? Anybody else coming?
Brock's gonna be out, Carrillo's late.
Okay.
Daniel Chavez should be here. Chavez is showing up, right? Commissioner?
But we have a quorum, no?
You sure? You do?
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Mayor just called the meeting to order. 1A, roll call and possible action, excuse of any members of the governing body.
Mayor Ambrosio Hernandez,
Present.
Commissioner Lazar Guajardo,
Present.
Commissioner Bobby Carrillo, Commissioner Ramiro Caballero, Commissioner Daniel Chavez, Commissioner Ricardo Medina,
Present.
and Commissioner Mario Bracamontes, and we do have a quorum, Mayor.
Great, thank you.
Move to excuse absent members. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. They're excused. Here comes Commissioner Carrillo.
Item 1B, pledge of allegiance and invocation by Chief Luengo.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer as a city and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, as we make decisions that might affect the citizens of Pharr. And continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you, and for the service of humanity. We ask of you these things. Amen.
I think precinct 2's here, so you want to step up? We're going to take this around.
Good afternoon, Mayor Commissioners.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I am well. thank
Welcome.
you. Enjoying the weather.
Yeah. So you're here today, sir?
Yes, for the proclamation recognizing November as a National Running and Safety Month. I believe you have the proclamation there. If you'd like, Mayor, you can read it to the record. And
Yep.
then
Absolutely, sir. So whereas the city of Pharr, Texas joins the nation in recognizing November as National Running Safety Month, a month focused on increasing the public awareness of safety for runners and outdoor enthusiasts. And whereas residents enjoy ideal running year-round, in the fall, with daylight savings time ending, low visibility creates safety concerns, and our community is dedicated to ensuring that all residents who enjoy running and outdoor activity remain safe. And whereas we urge all citizens and drivers to exercise caution while running outdoors, runners are encouraged to use flashlights, bright colored clothing, wear reflective gear, run against traffic, and stay on well-lit paths. And where the city of Pharr is committed to enhancing opportunities for safe, fun outdoor health and recreational activities, and creating a safe environment for our community outdoor enthusiasts, including runners, pedestrians, bicyclists, and including support of the Regional Linear Park Project, a hike and bike trail that spans nearly 8 miles across 3 cities, and aims to improve safety for runners, pedestrians, and bicyclists, and provide linkage to parks, schools, and communities in the area. And whereas in the commemoration of the National Running Safety Month, the city of Pharr and Hidalgo County Precinct 2 will be hosting a groundbreaking ceremony to commemorate and unveil the Linear Park Project's innovative new safety features, including safety tunnels. The groundbreaking ceremony will be held at 11 a.m. on November 28, 2018 in the city of Pharr. Now therefore I, Ambrosio Hernandez, the mayor of the city of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me, and on behalf of the mayor and the entire city commission, do hereby proclaim the month of November 2018 as National Running Safety Month. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Pharr to be affixed on the 19th day of November of 2018. There you go. All right. So we're gonna go
Thank you.
carry it.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Mayor.
Do you want to say some comments, sir?
Sure. I just briefly was going to make a quick comment. The county will be adopting this resolution at tomorrow's Commissioners Court as well. And just wanted to make sure that everyone is invited to join us at a groundbreaking on November 28th. I think it's important because as we talk about safety. The tunnels is a new innovative way that has never been used for pedestrians in our area, although we are kind of copying an idea that the city of Pharr had initiated with the tunnels for the golf carts. These are going to be slightly bigger. They will be lit up. They will also have cameras. The hike and bike trail, the regional linear park, has many safety innovations that are innovative, that are new. We're building off of what we've already seen that has worked in other areas, and we're glad to be partnering with the city of Pharr. And we thank you all for your support, and we hope to see you all on the 28th. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I'll give this to you.
Rest of the commission want to go take the picture? Come on, guys.
One, two, and three.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna skip 3. Go next.
We're gonna bypass the agenda, come to item 4, city manager's reports. First item is submission of sales tax report. Proud to say the city of Pharr is up 15.21% from this time last year. We're number 3 for the month and number 1 for the year so far. Taxes are also up. Tax collections 1.08%, higher than last year, so that's good. City events of interest for BDC. Smoke and Moon and Beer Garden ribbon cutting, November 20th, 2018 at 11 a.m., 1617 West Polk. It's directly north of the theater. I hope you all come and celebrate with us. As the county just said, City of Pharr and Precinct 2, we're gonna have a groundbreaking for the safety tunnels on I Road. This will be in the corner of I Road and Veterans and the Canal Bank right next to the PSJ school. And that's gonna be Friday, November 28th, 2018 at 11 a.m. Zacatecas Mission Comercial 2018. This is at the Hotel International Bridge, November 29th, 2018 at 9 a.m. PDC, along with the Mexican Consulate, will welcome a delegation from the Mexican state of Zacatecas. Next item we have is the Event Center. November 19th, Radio Esperanza 35th Birthday Bash Christian Band. Playing from 7 to 9. Ticket prices are $55, $45, $35, and $25. That's tonight, November 19th. November 20th, Mario Davila's Thanksgiving luncheon from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's open to the public if y'all want to show up. November 24th, Randy Rogers Band from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. Ticket price for reserved seating is $50 and $30 for general admission. From the fire department is conducting their annual turkey drive, turkey giveaway on November 21st at Fire Station 2. That's Central right here off Cherokee Street, 120 West Cherokee, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. The fire department, along with the local school districts, has identified some needy families in need of Thanksgiving turkeys and all the amenities that come with it. Mayor, City Commissioner, and staff, you're welcome to participate and lead the hand in this special day. And the last thing we have, City of Pharr, we're having our Christmas Posada, December 1st, here in downtown Pharr from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have fun, games. We're going to have an ice rink this year. Snow slide. Of course, Santa Claus is going to be here, and you can bring your little ones to write their letters to Santa Claus and mail them off. That's all we have for events of interest, Mayor.
All right.
Hey, Mayor, if I may,
Yes, Commissioner Vito.
at this time, I'd just like to wish the mayor a happy birthday.
Oh, what you always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Get in there.
Thank you, sir.
That was under events of interest, but.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next thing is consent agenda. All the items in the consent agenda are routine and non-controversial and can be acted on one motion of the body if so choose.
There a motion?
Move for approval.
Second, any discussion? Those all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. Ordinance and resolutions, 6A, consideration action, if any, on ordinance amending ordinance 2008, correction, 2015-28, public comments, third and final reading. I had some questions from some commissioners. I'm advising y'all to take into executive so I can explain some options to y'all.
Okay.
We'll skip over that one. 6B, consideration action, if any, on ordinance amending ordinance 2010-30, revising, updating accounting policy procedures, second reading. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 6C, consideration action, if any, on ordinance directing the city manager to vacate, abandon, and close a portion of street right-of-way, being a portion of West Newcomb, which is Park Avenue, Pharr, original townside, Pharr, Dallas County, Texas. This is the first reading. What we're doing here, Commissioners, Mayor, is abandoning the section just directly north of City Hall, between City Hall and Churches for the new downtown park. We're abandoning the road so we can make it into a park.
All right.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 6D, consideration action, if any, on resolution entering into an agreement with Texas Department of Transportation for closure of US 281 Cage Boulevard from Old Business 83 to Kelly Avenue for the annual 2018 Christmas Posada. Yes, sir, this is just the formalities for closing the road for TxDOT.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. Consideration action on 6E, if any, on resolution authorizing city fire expenditures reimbursing itself from the proceeds of one or more tax-exempt financing or certain expenditures made and/or under to be made in connection with the acquisition, construction, and equipment of certain capital improvements. Yes, sir, as you know, we are going out for financing for bridge camera system to upgrade our camera system at the bridge. The funds will come in a while. We don't want to hold the project, so the city is fronting the bill till we get the funding. This is a reimbursement resolution to reimburse ourselves.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 6F, consideration action, if any, on resolution authorizing application, submission, and commitment of local matching funds of local overmatch for the PSJ Tri-City Safety Pedestrian Project Phase 2 under the Dow County MPO fiscal year 2019-2020 under the TAP program. Yes, sir, this is the Phase 2 of the Phase 1 we did for Tri-City sidewalks between Pharr, San Juan, and Alamo. We are doing a 20% match in the amount of $237,600, be split among 3 cities proportionally.
Correct.
Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 6G, consideration action, if any, a resolution authorizing support of Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council to submit a grant application to the Dow County Metropolitan Planning Organization fiscal year 18-19 Transportation Alternatives Plan to support the county active mobility plan. Yes, sir, this is the the MPO going out for funds for planning for a new hike and bike trail to connect all the Dow County area. This is just a resolution in support of that.
Move for approval.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
6H, consideration action, if any, on resolution authorizing and supporting the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council to submit a grant application to Dow County MPO for fiscal year 2018-19 TAP funds for the funding to support a regional bike share program. Yes, sir, this also is a resolution in support of a new bike share program from the MPO.
Correct.
Staff is recommending approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
7A, consideration action, if any, on nominations for 2019 Rio Grande Valley Walk of Fame. Anybody have any nominees?
I make a motion to nominate Ed Wiley. He's been in our city for 20.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Oh, thank you. All right. 7B, consideration action, if any, authorizing the city manager to use a international purchasing system TIPS program to negotiate and approve a contract for site demolition work for the proposed north side and south side demolition parks. Yes, sir, as you know, y'all have approved us to go design and construction for 2 parks here in downtown, one north of City Hall, one south of City Hall. This is in fulfillment for the demolition work for the roads to be demolished.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
7C is executive session. 8A, consideration action, if any, authorizing city manager to amend the contract with Ruben Escobar for the Senio Incorporated for professional architectural services for the downtown park. Yes, sir, we are adding some light amenities and streetscapes across 281 from east to west. This is in fulfillment of that to formally get the architect on board.
Move to approve.
Second.
Is this the arches?
Yes, sir. The arches around across 281.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
8B, consideration action, if any, authorizing city manager to approve the amendment to the contract with Nextel of Texas Incorporated for frequency configuration. Yes, sir, we have certain frequencies for public safety and the city use for our radio systems. Throughout the years, we've had some bleed over from Mexico. We've been trying to get them resolved. We haven't been able to, so Nextel is exchanging some of our frequencies to a much more clear frequency, so we can use them.
Okay.
That's all it does, amend the contract to get the new frequencies.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 8C, consideration action, if any, authorizing city manager to continue maintenance and support services agreement with Frontera Consulting for South Pharr Pilot Wi-Fi project. Yes, sir, Mayor, Commissioners, this is the brainchild of the mayor and PSJ to provide Wi-Fi and bridge the digital divide for people that can't have internet in their houses. We did 50 of them. They're already in service and working. This is just a maintenance agreement for this coming year.
All right.
$39,000 for the year.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
8D, consideration action, if any, on ratifying award of service contract for sludge management services with Denali Water Solutions. Yes, sir, we went out for bids. The contract is gonna be extended. These were the low bidders either way, Denali. Staff is recommending approval of the extension for 1 year.
Move for approval. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Yes, sir, the last thing is legal and that's administrative. Executive session.
In accordance with section 551.071 to 551.087 of the Texas Government Code, the Pharr Board of Commissioners hereby gives notice it is convening an executive session to discuss the items in the public portion of the meeting agenda. It is now 4:19.
Commissioners, we're back in open session. 6A, consideration action, if any, on ordinance amending ordinance 2015-28. Public comments is third and final reading. Staff is recommending approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Who's all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. Item 7C, consideration action, if any, on request for a residential incentive program for property described as 17.727 acres of land, more or less, being out of Lot 90, Kelly Park subdivision, Pharr, Dallas County, Texas. Staff is recommending approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
And item 9A, consultation, if any, on Envirolight Solutions. Staff is recommending approval as discussed in executive.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Sir, now we come back to item 3, public comments and public
Yes.
hearings.
Yes,
Public comments, we have number 1,
Could be Fletcher, no?
Crisanto Garcia, in the
Oh.
order they signed up.
Okay.
Mr. Garcia?
They beat the doc? Isn't he back there?
Yeah, he's in the
He's back.
Happy birthday, many more.
Yes, sir. ¿Cómo está?
Very good. No complaints,
Yes, sir.
just a reminder about the parking lot there.
Yes.
If you're going to do something, be sure and put a wall. Now you, the one gonna do it.
It's not going to be
And,
no extra parking
like that.
anymore, right?
Trancasa parking lot.
They have to bring it up to code if they do. It won't be dirt or
Correct.
they have to bring it up to code. Yes, sir.
They cannot be used in its current form.
Because they might forget and just let somebody in there, and I don't wanna be 3 years again.
Yeah, no, it can't be used
So-
that way. Ya no se puede.
Okay, and another one, 3 weeks ago, I reported a woody lot there in the neighborhood, still the same. They haven't done anything about it.
Can you write this?
Right
I'm sorry, ¿qué es la dirección?
It's 503 Elmer.
Elmer?
Look into it, sir.
Yeah, we need to keep the city clean.
Yes, we do.
Okay, and by the way, thank you, Mr. Carrillo. He's the only person that had the decency and called me when we had all the problems and invited me for a cup of coffee. He was willing to take me to the parking lot, show me what's going on, but it was too late already. Been about 2 years to 3 years, you know. So thank you very, very much. So anyway, I appreciate it. So, and I would like to see some of these police officers get a little raise. Life, cost of life is going high, and I think we need some money for those guys. They're in danger all the time. They're in the weather, hot, cold, and here you guys, beautiful, no t-shirt, no nada. It's nice here, but those guys, they do suffer a lot, you know, and they're dangerous. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like your jacket, Mr. Garcia.
Yes, sir. Number 2, Janie Melendez.
Chief, there's no lobbying here.
Good afternoon. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak and also for taking on the project for the Boys and Girls Club.
Sure.
Unfortunately, it's not done yet, and as a school teacher, I'm worried about that.
Hold on a second. Where's my,
It's 18 seconds
Where's
and
the,
it's running.
that's okay. We can keep track of time. Oh, Mr. Regan, can you come up here for a minute? I guess I'm a little confused.
Yes, sir.
Is that project completed or it's not completed?
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, as of this afternoon, the project has been 100% completed. Everything's done. We have a certificate of occupancy.
Okay, so I just want to be,
He's right here.
perfect. So I want to be sure, because I had heard that, but I had not heard it officially. So,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, just make sure you add that time to her. Anything that's,
Okay, pause.
Okay, thank
Go
you
ahead.
for completing the project. And now the Boys and Girls Clubs members and their families will not have to eat Christmas dinner outside in the parking lot like they did on Friday. And I also want to thank you for the city for paying for the project and not making the Boys and Girls Club pay for it.
oh, no, they're going to pay for it.
Oh my goodness,
So don't be
that's not what you
confused.
said last time, but oh well, wow. Also, on another note, Daniel Chavez, the last time I was here, was offended because I said Las Milpas was a low-income community. But the city of Pharr, whenever they apply for grants, they use Las Milpas as one of the areas of need. And if Mr. Chavez would take the time to drive around his little area that he lives in, he would notice that 2 houses away, one of his elderly neighbors is in need of a roof. And there's projects that can help with that if only Mr. Chavez would go out there and get to know his community. Also, I suggest that he do that. I shared the pictures, but unfortunately my printer didn't work. As I said before, the last time you had said that the Boy Scout, you were gonna pay for it. I don't know how much they're gonna pay, but bear in mind that the Boys and Girls Club was gonna do it for about $75,000. So I hope that when you make them pay, it's not too much over that. It did take over a month, and during that time, children were outside. And some of my students ended up sick because of that. Thank you for your time, Doctor and Commissioners. And once again to Mr. Chavez, please drive your neighborhood.
Can somebody get an address for that, please? Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker is Dr. Casey Fletcher.
Afternoon, Dr. Mayor,
Sir.
and many happy returns.
Yes,
And
thank you.
I only have 3 minutes, so I can't sing Pharr. He's a jolly good fellow. so
Yeah, no,
Save that till later.
necessary. Thank you, Doc.
And also, happy Thanksgiving, but
Likewise.
no thank you for giving us 6A, passing that. I'm sure y'all realize back there you're discussing, I hope that under the first vote, you voted to keep on the record these public comments. Now, the subsequent ones in this meeting only are going to be off the record, so I don't think that's a wise decision. Again, you rely on the staff for expertise, but again, I think that was a little bit of expertise there. And also, we saw how the consent agenda worked. You know, everything's considered non-controversial, but I can assure you that Topgolf has not completed several things, and I believe you're going to hear from TCEQ on that. So again,
Public.
I think it's important to involve the public. You know, we're paying the taxes, we're paying the salaries, as you all are. You're not getting anything except grief right now. So, hey, welcome to the city of Pharr. And I'd also like to thank you for at least leaving the other meetings that we have intact, you know, and it's going to operate as usual. It's a little bit difficult when you just wait till you get older, you know. I believe you're in your 50s now. Another 20 years or so, it's not so easy to stay awake. So this is prime siesta time for me, and yet I'll be here. So I'll see you, somebody after the meeting, but I think that's going to be reviewed by outside entities. We'll see if it's illegal or not. We're paying a lot of money, you know, to have things checked out and everything. So I don't see how legally you can vote twice on the ordinance change, amendment to ordinance, and yet the first vote, it was different wording. It sounds like amending an official document to me, but we'll see. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
And
Fletcher.
happy birthday,
So,
Gil.
thank you. For the record, are we, for the citizens of Pharr, are we in compliance with federal, state, municipal law when it comes to the topics at hand, when it comes to public comments or not?
Yes, Mayor and Commission. I reviewed the issue with staff regarding the changes that were made to the public comment ordinance, and it is my opinion that they are within the requirements of the law.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fletcher. Next, public speaker is Loretta Singh.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. My name is Lorena Singh, and I'm a resident of Pharr. Accountability and transparency are two words that go hand in hand. During election, candidates use those two words numerous times, but these words don't mean anything if no one is being held accountable and transparency is not working. Today, I will talk about several concerns, one being our freedom of speech and using it to hold our elected officials accountable during public comments and public hearing. For many of our councilmen, hearing negative concerns from the residents can feel uncomfortable. Remember, this is one way our city can improve by listening to every concern that constituents bring to these meetings. However, this is not what this administration intends to do. On October the 5th, a directive was sent out to all the departments by the deputy city manager, subject public comments, changing the procedure of ordinance, and I did hand out some evidence. We the people are concerned that from reading 1 to reading 3, amendments have been made and changed, and we asked our elected officials if they were aware of these amendments and were they made legally, and who should be held accountable. These amendments negatively affect how the constituents express their First Amendment, how we are heard by those we elect. We ask that before our councilmen, which you already did, voted on approving the third reading, that you take account of what the residents have to say. For the record, we did email the mayor on November the 14th regarding this concern, and we did not get a response. So I want to remind the mayor that he has always voiced that he's always available to hear from the public, and during public comments and public hearings, that is the time. My second concern is regarding the emergency special call meeting on October the 8th, 2018, addressing the issues of the Boys and Girls Club in Las Milpas. I applaud you for taking issue, however, I ask this administration to answer those who believe that there's a conflict of interest for the no-bid project that went to Rigney Construction when the owner of this business is also hired by the city of Pharr and sits on the P&Z board as a city attorney and is related to another city attorney who is currently sitting at this meeting. So can someone, answer that? I think someone is wearing so many hats. And how can we trust that this administration, when they go out there during election and they say those two famous words, transparency and accountability, when it appears that this administration is avoiding being transparent and accountable? Thank you.
So, now that the dog and pony show is over, let's get to the facts. So this is why I love public comments. People, and I do. I love people to come up and speak their mind, which is welcome at any point. English or Spanish, makes no difference to me. But we always have to speak the facts. not what's 3 minutes of fame, which is what most people try to do, unfortunately. It's meant to educate everybody. It's meant so people can speak their mind only in facts, not innuendos, not opinions, especially if it's a taxpayer for this great city of Pharr. Because you are responsible for electing the people, but also you pay all the bills. You pay for all the streets, all the overhead, even the mistakes some people have made. You pay for it, and that would be myself as well included. We pay for it. There's nothing inappropriate. Everything is in compliance with the law that we have done since I've been mayor, and this commission's been here. And I'm very happy, and I can say with a straight face, and I can say it in both languages, todo se hace arriba, todo legal. Some people may not like it. They may not like the fact that the way the city is being run, and I respect your opinion. And I welcome it, but it's just that, an opinion. And if people want to change the way things are being done, by all means, there's one way you can change it: run for office. It's very simple. It's a free country. Anybody can run. We welcome you to run. We invite you to run. Because if you're that strong-minded and you really think things are going horribly wrong, which I seriously doubt, the majority of people in the city of Pharr can clearly see the positive things that are coming around. We invite you to run, please. Many topics get covered here, from if it's a weedy lot, and or if it's Costco, or in this case now Topgolf, which I've told you guys I don't play golf, but I'll still go to support my city, including the Boys and Girls Club and such. There's always going to be headaches, always. It doesn't matter. It's just human nature. But we will address the problems. We will fix them. They will be fair to all, especially to the taxpayers of Pharr. There's no sacred cow out there, and that includes the Boys and Girls Club. There is no sacred cow. Everything's important to the city of Pharr. But when it comes to taxpayer money, when it gets utilized, spent, my money is just as equally important as either a little old lady or somebody in Amipas or somebody in North Pharr. Their tax money is very important that we utilize it. And trust me, they want to know where it's being spent and how it's being spent. Whether it's a nonprofit or not, they want to know. And we will always let you know how it's being spent. We're here to help everybody as much as we can. We stepped up and helped the Boys and Girls Club with something they should have done. That's water under the bridge. We were very patient with them. Everybody knows the record. We're not going to relive it again, but at least it's done. And we did it because it was a unilateral move, because we were no longer going to tolerate it being dragged out for another month or 3 months. That's insane. When it comes to the hike and bike trail, there's no mystery that we finally settled that dispute, and in a very cordial way, and to the benefit of the city of Pharr. You guys get a free hike and bike trail, free, $1 million free for you. You get tunnels, you get cameras, you get lighting, you get everything that other people wish they had thought of, but we did on your behalf. And we're working very pleasantly with Precinct 2 on other projects, including a park. It was unfortunate that design went through a very close gun range, which would have put people at risk with AR-15s. We know that. But we took the higher road, again, as always, we will be moving that gun range somewhere else, because it costs too much money to redesign the hike and bike trail to another route. It's an unforeseen error that was caused by the county, but that's okay. We still were able to work out in a positive way to get the hike and bike trail done, just like the tunnels, the same process. So there's always going to be headaches in the city, and that's okay. But know that we are transparent, we are accountable, we always have been, we will continue to be. We may not agree all the time, but that does not mean we're not accountable or transparent. I just don't agree, nor does the commission agree with every citizen that lives in the city. But we will serve you regardless in a positive way. And we are, again, in compliance with all federal, state, and municipal law. We always will be. Things were changed. We changed it for the betterment of the committee, and that way we can move things along. People get to talk the same way. It doesn't change. You just don't get you don't get to be on the camera, but I'm sure you can bring your phones and you can broadcast live like everybody else and get your 3 minutes of fame for your dog and pony show. That's up to you. It's not a problem with me. But we'll be here always to serve you. And with that, that's all I have, unless somebody else.
Hold on, we have one more. We have
Yep.
5 total. One more. Person sign number 5, Fern.
Yeah. We'd love to hear from Pharr. The great city of
I
Edinburgh.
don't need the cameras. I don't need
Yes.
anything to make myself any better. But I remember the first time I came to your meetings while you were mayor, after you'd been elected.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had stated, I thanked y'all to having the open forum for the people. And you said, well, I want to have it open for my people. I always want to be able to hear from them. So
true.
obviously, on the agenda, I was told that y'all had talked about putting it just before the adjournment. And then today you voted, I guess, to put it right after Hilda, how do you pronounce the name, Pedraza? The city clerk signs off that the meeting is done. So I don't know, like you said, the taxpayers are the people that pay for each one of you, all the money that y'all spend, whether it be federal money or state money or the city money, it's taxpayers. And I know that you don't like to hear from us. I am not from Pharr anymore. I used to live here as a child, but I don't understand why anyone would not want the people to come and have 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes to listen to us. And you wanted to be mayor, you wanted to be city council members, you want their vote when the election comes up, but then you want them to shut up and you don't want to hear from them except pay your bill, which, by the way, the tax bills are out now, and January 31st, we have to have them paid up so that y'all can spend it. So I'm sorry that you're moving it, and it's not for the camera. If we wanted that, we would call the camera and have them meet us outside. This is so they can talk to you and that they can see that someone is talking in their interest. Most of the time, y'all don't talk in their interest. It's just, yes, I vote for it, yes, and move it right on. They just want to be able to know that you hear them. So with you slamming this door in their face, I hope they remember it on Election Day. Also, I am thankful about the Boys and Girls Club. I saw the keys here. Are the keys going to be turned over so it will be open tomorrow in this bad weather? Or when do you plan to give them the keys? And this last Friday, they had their Thanksgiving dinner outside in the parking lot. And all the cars had to be parked along the street there, which is kind of narrow, and the safety of the people that live here. I'm shocked they didn't have car wrecks or have some bumpers there. But they were outside. They had to have a light because it got dark. So I'm hoping this key will be turned over first thing in the morning so that building, because it's cold outside. And I think some more cold fronts are coming in, and y'all care so much. And I remember you talked about how I think you put your hand up here, how you really cared about the children. Well, let's keep them from catching pneumonia now. A lot of people are sick with colds and with the flu and everything else. And with you being a doctor, you know, being out in the wind and things. So just and I was waiting on the gun range to see how long it would be before you kicked it out of town. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the comments. Despite you not being from the city of Pharr, being in Edinburgh, despite you, nobody really listening to the owls at the county or the cities, and despite you failing for running for office, this is the reason, because you're over here now. You can come all you like, but we are really interested in the citizens of Pharr, taxpayers of Pharr, and only their commentaries, in my opinion, because only they are our bosses. To be clear to anybody from the Rio Grande Valley or the state of Texas, everybody can come. That's fine, but we know that, you know, if there was to be a meaningful discussion, we would have met before and had a one-to-one conversation, and I don't mind that. I do it all the time. I can't always answer everybody's email, and some of the emails are, quite frankly, inappropriate in their tone, and I'd rather not answer. I'd rather have discussions face-to-face with people than have, you lose the meaning and you lose people's true meaning in texts and emails, and so I'd rather always have discussions, especially on camera, so people understand exactly what's being said. There's some misunderstandings of what's being said. We do, and we'll always do care about the citizens of Pharr, the children of Pharr, what the Boys and Girls Club does, where they feed their people, where they want to keep them outside on purpose, but they want to pay for lighting to be put in their own you know, campus. That's up to them. I'm not going to criticize them for putting their kids outside when they have a perfectly functional building where they can feed their children. I'm not going to criticize them for not putting lighting on when they can put lighting if they feel like they needed it, or additional parking, or whatever. That's something you need to ask them, because as far as I can tell, it says City of Pharr, not Boys and Girls Club. So I can't answer for them. I'm not going to criticize them either. That's entirely up to them. Just for everybody knows, on behalf of the mayor's office and the commission, we're here to help everybody, including the Boys and Girls Club, as long as they comply with state, federal, and municipal law. We'll be more than happy to help them, always. But they must comply. And any questions about the Boys and Girls Club, I urge you to ask them. I think they've done a good job. They're trying. And if, I have no idea why they would feed their kids outside. That's up to them. I really don't have any commentary on that, whether it's cold or hot. I can't control the weather, what they do with their children, but I'm sure they have a rational explanation why they did it. And that's all I have. I don't know if anybody else has any commentary. No? All right. So we can move to adjourn?
Go for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. The time is 5:18. Are you ready back there?